This one is the 55 that we're fixing up here in a stranger's house that's not here, and then driving it home.
Makes total sense if you don't think about it. This is Aaron. He films everything. He doesn't really get on camera much, but he's kind of half of Deboss Garage, so shout out to this guy too. And pretty much just...
my boys. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, we're in their shop. I've never met them. Normal car guy stuff. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Sally's Speed Shop. Jacob Davis here, and I am currently driving something a little bit different. I'm in my buddy Garrett's GMC Safari. Oh man, it's been so long since I've been in one of these vans. My grandpa actually used to have one of these, and I remember kind of growing up in these things, going to Six Flags in Atlanta and all that stuff, but now I'm here in beautiful Southern California, surrounded by some of the mountains just north of LA, and driving to pick up a car that you guys will actually care about. So I've been hanging out with my buddy Garrett, racing his El Camino, racing the Corvette, and now it's time to go help another friend. And I'm not going to take the GMC Safari. As practical as it is, it's not really my style. You know, I like the old stuff, so you're gonna like what we pick up. It's a really, really cool car, and we're gonna drive out to Pismo and help Deboss Garage with their 55 Chevy project. So follow along. It's gonna be a good one. So I had to stop for gas. I'm driving up to where Garrett actually keeps the cars, and little tip for you in life: if somebody lets you stay in their house, lets you borrow their vehicles, and lets you drive their hot rods, make sure you return them with a full tank of gas. Not that this is a hot rod, but it still applies. So if you use their car, fill it up, because a rental car is a lot more expensive than that, and a friendship is, you can't put a value on it. It's priceless. So take care of your friends, because they take care of you. Anyway, we'll fill this up, get back on the road, and go get the Nova. Gonna be good. Man, I'm getting good at that. Twice in a row. Last time I got it too. 16 gallons on the nose. I will say, California gas prices do hurt my soul a little bit, but that's okay. We'll be fine. Anyway, time to get the Nova. Well, we just made it to the yard where Garrett keeps some of his cars, and by some of his cars, I mean some really cool stuff. So you don't pull into some places that are basically, they do trash related stuff here in California, make a whole bunch of money off of other people's garbage, and then they play with cars. So yeah, Fastback Mustang, not a real GT350, so don't worry, but it's a really nice car. It's really cool. It's got, like, somebody really customized it. That's like etched into the glass. There's like old stickers for the world champion stuff, but super cool car. Not real, but still very awesome. It's got drum brakes all the way around. Probably sketchy. Another Mustang Fastback, because why not? But this car is rad. We might be doing some stuff on this thing in the future. Original paint, was owned by a teacher. She drove it every day, and it's just a 327 Power Glide car, vinyl top. Really, really cool. What we're here for, though, is this thing. Garrett's Nova Wagon, built by Bob the Builder right across the street, and it's got a single turbo LS, and obviously the window leaks. So it's got some rain jackets over the window. I do the same thing with my Elko, put garbage bags over it when I drive it in the rain, but this thing is so much fun. He did Power Tour in it in 2016, and that's actually where I met him, in a little town. It was parked on a street that was just a brick street, so the actual pavement was bricks, and this thing was sitting there. Started talking to him, super nice guy, and the rest is history. Now I'm here about to drive his car and go up to Pismo and help Deboss. He calls it the Planet Express because it's like the ship from Futurama, and I definitely love the name. But there's so much cool stuff here. Like, this is another cool thing he has. It's an old C10 that was from the Midwest Drag Racing Association. You can see all the states it went to, and they used it as a camper, and it says, "Follow me to the races." I think we're gonna film a revival video on this thing too. It ran when he parked it and when he bought it, but now it's just sitting here. But check it out, MDRA, hand-painted sign, super cool, official push truck. It's got all these rad mirrors and stuff. Like, it's just a cool truck. It needs a little attention, but we'll fix it. So I'm gonna probably fly out here and help him get this thing going. Old Volvo, old single cab dually, big old barn door, square body Suburban. Just so much cool stuff. So it's kind of like a playland for a guy who loves projects. Got an old 50s Chevy truck, not a 5-window, but still a really cool truck. They're gonna LS swap this thing and do a frame swap, probably, I would imagine S10 frame. Got an old Malibu as well. It's not a Chevelle, it's actually a Malibu, but still, it's a Chevelle. Let's just be honest. Old International Scout. God, the patina on that thing is perfection. I don't know anything about this thing other than it's a Scout. Oh, it's diesel. Okay, so it's the little diesel that they did. That's pretty cool. Yeah. They have some rad stuff. And man, California cars, tiny bit of rust, but it's really just not fair. Oh, look at the plaid. Oh my goodness, yeah. We need to fix this thing too. So, moral of the story, I'm just gonna come work full-time for Garrett. Sally's speed jump is done. I'm now trash man racing, like he is. But man, what a nice thing. Even the gauges are beautiful. They're dusty, sure, but pristine. That thing is sweet. Of course, you gotta love the Malibu. But over here, you got a couple more projects. Little Falcon. Square body, Blazer. Garrett's got stuff. I mean, really, really cool stuff. So what we're gonna be doing today is getting the Nova Wagon running and going up and helping Deboss Garage with their 55 Chevy, which is also patinaed. In case you can't tell, Garrett really likes patina. Lots of patina. Yeah, let's get this thing going. So, gonna get the car kind of cleaned off and see if it'll start. You got some stuff, man.
It's gonna start.
It's gonna start, but look at what?
I have a problem.
But your problem is that you have a problem, but you actually have space and funds to support the problem. So therefore, it's not a problem because the stuff is actually good.
I like your theory. I like how you think because it's how I think, but I don't think everyone would agree. But I'm gonna go with it.
You should see our yard. It's junk. This is all nice, and it's California stuff, so it's actually good.
Semi, yeah.
You should see our stuff. Oh, it's not good. But yeah, let's get all this off and see if it runs. So Garrett just fired up the 68, right? 68. So you could tell if you really want to know, no wing window, but not a 69. So it fired right up. That car is like completely original, right?
Completely original.
Time capsule of a car.
Pretty much, yeah. Interior is all original and everything.
Super cool. So we're not gonna do anything with that right now, just other than move it out of the way. We're here for this thing. So it's been sitting for a while. He doesn't know if it's gonna fire up. I did bring his jump box from his house just in case, but we're gonna hit the key and see what happens. How long has it been sitting?
Couple months.
Couple months? Yeah, it should be fine, right? I fixed some of the electrical last time, so hopefully it actually worked and I didn't cause a draw or something.
The only thing that happened is I did have to unplug the radio because it did have a draw.
Okay.
So if you need music, you can plug it back in, but remember, it will draw the battery down.
Okay,
so
good to know.
All right, let's see. Nope.
Nothing?
I can already tell you, I didn't hear the pump kick on for the intercooler.
Dead.
Dead.
Oh, goodness. All right,
box time.
Jump box. Glad I brought it. God, gotta love a wagon. Look, that seat would fold completely flat.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, there you go. Look at that. Station wagons. They are, you could literally sleep in this thing.
Yep.
It's like the best.
Perfect road trip vehicle, man.
That's one thing I need to do in the Hornet is make something like this little hinge, because mine just doesn't have that to cover up the space when it folds down.
It definitely comes in handy, that is for sure.
Joys of custom cars, right?
Right? Perfect. Okay.
It's reading 11. It's going up though.
Is it?
Slowly, 11.1. I turned that on earlier, it was 12.6, so it had power.
Will we hear the pump at all?
There you go.
Okay. Come on, jump box.
Oof.
Let it charge for a second.
Yeah. I think it'll go. If not, we have jumper cables.
We have jumper cables.
Yeah.
One more try.
Keep going. Yeah, almost.
So close.
So close. Dang it. Jumper cable time. So Garrett just blew my mind and rolled this down with a switch up front because his is electric. It's not the old crank style that used to be here.
It was, but you changed it.
You changed it. Look, so his cars
changed it.
Yeah, his cars look like, oh yeah, nothing special going on until you open them up. And wait till I show you under the hood of this thing. It's gonna freaking blow your mind. But yeah, gotta love the practicality of a wagon with an electric back window. Ugh. I both love it and it's annoying because you can't roll it down
When the battery's dead.
when the battery's dead. So you had to hook up the jump box just for the window.
Catch 22.
Yep. So we'll figure something out, get some jumper cables, or find another jump box and see what we can do.
Right.
Just gonna move the horsepower from that 327 with a power glide. Gonna move that thing out of the way. What a awesome car. And then we'll pull something else right over here, run some jumper cables, and just enjoy the view while we do so, because you really can't complain about the quality of the vehicles that are sitting in this parking lot. So now we need to get another vehicle to make this vehicle run, and apparently Garrett has himself a service truck. You guys know how much I love a service truck. Well, his is a little newer and a little more diesel, but jumper cables and a work truck to the rescue. All right, there we go. Got it hooked up. Now let me get this, turn it off. And I'll take it with me just in case I need it for a little extra boost. Now let me wiggle the connections a little. It definitely helped. It just needs to charge for a minute, I think. I didn't know you had a service truck.
Yes, sir.
You didn't last time I was here.
Normally I drive that red truck down there.
Yeah. Does your cabinets open in the top? These?
Yeah.
See, that's what I want on mine, but I don't have that luxury. Oh, you have the same style drawer. See, that's what I want in mine.
Yeah.
And I might have to cut the top of my box off to do it, or just add on top of it. It looks like this is,
Yeah.
you could almost just weld on top of it, probably.
Yeah. It's
Huh,
handy.
you could cut a slit. Like, that's what this, they cut a slit and then dropped it in there. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
No, that's super handy, because then you can see everything. Mine, I have to open up all the drawers and get to it, and it's tricky.
You want to hold like hardware, nuts and bolts, and
Yeah.
have some stuff like that.
Service trucks are honestly the best thing ever. Why is yours empty?
Because we haven't had it that long, because this bad boy was from a government auction site
Oh,
that we got for pretty dang cheap for what it is.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't buy a new one because not only were they expensive, and I really didn't like a lot of the new ones, but this one's pretty good. Man, I'm a nerd for service trucks now. I don't know how I feel about it, but they're really useful.
They really are. Try it again.
I think it'll start.
Give it some gas.
It'll go.
There we go.
I believe.
You're feeling that confident?
No, not really, but
Oh. All right. I think you're right.
there we go. Hey! Oh, but it's running. She's a little temperamental. So yeah, single turbo, LS. Got an LS one intake manifold. A guy right across the street from here actually built this thing named Bob. We call him Bob the Builder. And he built some really awesome stuff. You can see some of his fabrication work in here. He's a bit of a mad scientist, which I think he'll appreciate, because he just figures out new and different ways to do things. And so this car has kind of been like, kind of progressed over the years. How much horsepower do you say it makes?
Probably somewhere in between 500 and 600.
Between 500 and 600. I'm gonna guess 700 plus because of the way it drives. It's a rocket ship, which is perfect because it's named the Planet Express.
Exactly.
It's a freaking little rocket ship.
It's fitting.
I don't think it's under 600. That's for
so?
sure. No, it's so fast. Like, I've driven a lot of fast cars. This thing is stupid for what it is. And I mean, just look at it. How could you not love the little thing? Yep. So that's what's going on there. We're gonna pull it over to his shop across the street and air up the tires and check it over and make sure it's good to go. But it's a runner, and that's what counts. Bye, little turbo. See you soon, Rich and Aaron. Sorry it's taking so long. This is what happened. Oh, it's good to be behind the wheel of the little Planet Express. Hey there, Professor. How are you doing, buddy? There's reverse. There's drive. Oh no. Oh, we're in business. I thought we were gonna have to jump it again. She's a little temperamental right now. Battery's been dead for too long and it's not happy about it. Little TCI shifter. What a machine. Look at all the Power Tour stickers in here. Yeah. So Garrett and Megan have road tripped this car quite a bit. So it's really awesome that they keep it around and they keep using it. And I want to make it a little even more of a road trip car for them. Fix a few things. It's kind of the thing. They have a lot of projects and therefore all of them need something. Just needs a little love. Like most things. Here we go. All right, I'll show you working on it, getting it ready, and then we'll be hitting the road, driving 3 hours from here in this car. What could go wrong? Everything. But yeah, she moved. That's what counts.
That's what counts.
You know, it'll just need, you know, some miles put on it to make it work again. Cars hate sitting. If you have cars and you don't drive them to keep them nice, you're actually ruining the car. Correct. Drive it, use it. And that's what, you have too many cars is the problem.
Too many cars.
So, I mean, there's more here. A little Porsche, you know, 911 with the whale tail. So, honestly, a really awesome car just sitting here.
This one's a fun one.
Yeah, I rode in one of these as a kid. I've never driven one.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure they're very different than this.
100%.
Well, yeah, you got a whale tail. Oh, and you know, just to, if you don't know what this car is, guys, like, I don't even want to explain it to you, but the fact that that's just sitting there and it's one of multiple.
Yeah, 3. We all heard it.
Yeah, that's a Pantera. You get Italian design with Ford power, and this one has a mod motor, right?
It does.
So it's the modern 4.6.
4.6 out of a.
Oh, the carbon fiber. I saw you putting this on. Ooh.
It's the pre-Terminator or whatever, the non-supercharged.
Yep. So just a dual overhead cam, Ford motor, in an Italian body. Basically a Lamborghini with a Ford engine. Pretty much.
Yeah.
So really awesome car. Di Tamosa Pantera.
Yep.
They're just fun to say. Of course, the motorhome, like, you know, this thing's very important for what you do. You just picked this up.
Correct.
69 Camaro that you're gonna make into a Copo clone, essentially.
Yep, it's already started. Right there.
Oh my goodness, it's beautiful under the hood.
I was telling you about the guy who owned it. Like I said, he was one of those perfect guys.
I mean, we're down to correct hose clamps, correct hoses, correct style battery, literally paint marks on the engine.
Overspray.
Intentional overspray.
Yep.
I will say I don't understand that one, but I do know people do it to make it original.
I don't get it either.
Because I'm like,
a little too nutty for me.
Why not just get rid of the overspray and just have it be beautiful? But I do appreciate it. It's like Mark Warman at Graveyard Cars is that way.
Exactly. Some guys are really into it.
Chalk marks on the firewall, like literally everything you could do to make it as OE as possible is done, down to the stickers on the core support.
And the block is even, the guy went as far as to find a block that is dated to the date of the car, even though it's not a real numbers matching, but it's still a date blocked big block to the date of this car.
Geez, so 427 big block with a 4-speed?
Yep.
Is it a M21 or M22?
I believe it's an M21.
Okay, so Muncie Rock Crusher.
Yep.
But the M22 is the straight cut gears, I think?
Yes. Yeah.
And the M21 is drivable.
Yep.
So you're gonna do steelies on it?
Yep.
And the Copo, like, I don't even know, is there a white stripe or something on the Copo?
No, it's
just simple?
That's it. Even we're gonna debadge, we're gonna get rid of like some of the trim and stuff.
Okay.
Because Copos didn't have that steering wheel. We're gonna change the steering wheel because Copos didn't have that. We're gonna try to
That's
make
awesome.
The radiator, the Copo radiator was different. I learned about that. I have an actual Copo radiator, so we're gonna put that in. I'm trying to make this as if like I don't want people to be able to tell. I'm not trying to fool anyone. It's just, and the reality is I'll never be able to afford a real Copo, and this is the way that I know I can do it.
That's honestly the way to do it. If you can't afford a car, make your own. Don't pretend it actually is one, and just enjoy it.
Exactly.
Because it's like driving the real car, And if you, if God forbid anything happened to it, you didn't destroy a real one. And
I can drive this without feeling bad.
Yeah.
A real one, I wouldn't want to drive.
I mean, the value on it alone is just ridiculous.
Exactly.
So, and the history, like, there's only so many.
Exactly.
So, no, that's gonna be super cool. And what a nice car. Like, it's pretty pristine. That's awesome, man. And of course, come on.
I mean,
That's the real gem of the collection right here.
Freiberger would be jealous because I heard him just say this is one of the cars that like people would be surprised that he wants, but Samurai, tin top, dude.
They're fun. They make no horsepower. They're very slow. They're not really that comfortable because they bounce around like crazy.
All factory original,
But
dude.
they're great. Is that 94,000 miles?
Which
It's
is
nice for 94,000 miles.
90% of those 90 miles is towed behind a motorhome.
Oh, so it's flat towed and it actually runs the odometer.
Yep.
That
Exactly.
explains. So it's actually like no miles.
No
Just wheel bearing miles.
It was an old couple who was friends of my dad who they towed it behind the motorhome, and then one of them passed away, and the family members contacted us and said, what do you want to do with
Man.
it? It was stored inside always, and yeah, it was only for their vacations. And that's what I use it for now.
Oh, you tow it behind
I
this.
tow it behind the motorhome when we go up to Mammoth or vacations places.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
These things are just ridiculous, but we had a old Suzuki Sidekick, so way after this, but still same concept. And they're so fun.
Yeah.
Like they're not fast.
Oh no, it's slow and sketchy. I mean, if you
Yeah.
get in an accident, you're dying, but
Yeah,
it's so much
100%
fun.
dead. But literally, we've talked about this. We were talking about this while we were racing. It's way more fun to drive a slow car fast than it is a fast car slow. Not that this is something you want to drive fast, because
No.
you will die. But like a Miata.
Exactly.
Miata.
Yeah.
Most fun cars on planet Earth. Sure, you kind of look like a chick driving them, but you can put your foot on the floor and keep it there, and you're not going to die,
Exactly.
which is amazing.
Which is fun.
And then the jet boat.
Then jet boat life.
I got to come out and take this to Lake Havasu with you,
Yeah.
help you finish it, and go jet boating.
Yeah. Well, it's another. I need to get it done. Brand new 502 big block. It's 76 Hallett, 19-foot bubble deck. Go have some fun on the river.
I've never done the river part. I've done the Lake Havasu part. The river part sounds really fun.
From what I'm told, because this is my first time building a boat this small, this will get destroyed on the actual lake, so it kind of has to go on the river. So I've never been a river person too. I've always been a lake guy, and I've been told all the fun is at the river. So this is my in. I'm gonna see what it's all about.
Just got to finish it, just like everything else. I mean, literally just even that is cool in this shop. That's just, a Goodyear bias ply, like for what car? Is that for the Cobra?
Extra set for the Cobra.
Yeah, the Cobra.
It's not here, unfortunately.
One day I will drive that car because it's a go-kart essentially with a giant engine, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
So that's an extra set for him. So that's what makes that car, honestly. Are these? I'll have to put a picture of that car right here, and you can see these tires on that car. Oh, glorious!
It's goodness.
And of course, all the mini bikes for all the Honda fanboys. Oh, and the Harley Davidson one. That's a super rare one, actually.
Yeah, most people don't know about those.
Yeah.
Harley Davidson made mini bikes for a couple years, and there's actually an Italian bike that Harley slapped their name on because they didn't want to develop a mini bike, and they didn't sell worth a damn. So Harley pulled the plug on them. But there was these little ones and a little bit bigger, like a 90, that Harley made for a couple years. And we found this on Craigslist.
That's cool. But street legal?
Yeah.
So I see a plate on it.
Yeah.
I know these are street legal. I
Yep.
didn't know Harley made a street legal mini bike.
Yep.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Look at the old Torco racing oil sticker on it. Like just the history and stuff that you
It's-
get with your projects is really cool.
And a little different than the Hondas is it's two-stroke.
Oh, so it actually has some power.
It does,
Because
yeah.
these are slow. They're fun, don't get me
They're
wrong,
fun,
but they're slow.
slow.
But again, fast things or slow thing fast is
Well,
really
that's like,
fun.
That's like the Moto Compo in there. That
Oh,
little
yeah.
two-stroke thing is
We can't ignore that. We have to show this. When do you see a moto compo that literally folds up and becomes the size of basically a suitcase and has literal carrying points so you can pick it up and put it in the back of the car?
And I tell you, it is so fun. It is kind of sketchy.
It
but
looks
so fun.
super sketchy, not gonna lie. Yeah, that's super cool. I need to come out here where I have more time and just do a bunch of projects with Garrett, and he wants to start a YouTube channel. Do you have one?
I don't, but I need to.
But if
I
you
want
want to follow Garrett, you can go to Carrot Randall, which his name is Garrett Randall, so just call him Carrot, and or Trashman Racing.
Yep.
So they do some really cool stuff, and as you can tell, they have lots of ridiculous projects. And anybody would love to watch them get this stuff running and going. So I just need to make him film it and post it on the internet.
I know. Yeah. One day.
One day is a dangerous statement. It really is. Anyway, let's focus on this. So got to get it going, and then I actually have to go get work done with the Deboss Garage guys. So I went to check the oil of this car after we aired up the tires and wiped off the windows. No dipstick.
There is no dipstick.
You can't think with your dipstick on this one.
No. But why I feel confident and no dipstick is because this motor came out of Toretto's Charger himself. So if it's good enough for Vin Diesel, we don't need no dipstick.
So this was a Fast and Furious stunt car motor.
Yes, it was.
Oh, that's awesome. Because Bob, right next door, helps build those cars.
Yes.
He built this.
He built this whole car.
Yeah. So that's really cool. So I'm gonna have to channel Vin Diesel later and try to pop the front wheels on the street.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just totally do a wheelie at 0 miles an hour and maintain the same speed because physics allow for that.
I'll be disappointed if you don't.
So we're gonna blow the engine off because it's it lives at a working yard, so
Yeah.
it just everything here just gets covered in dust. It's crazy.
When I have enough space, I keep it inside, but so I'm not always that lucky.
That's why you break out the air compressor and good to go, brand new, restored.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, we are officially underway in the old Planet Express. Gonna take it to the gas station and fill it up. I cleaned it up a little bit, so it's looking a lot better. A lot of the dust is off of this thing. And now, let's see if this old girl can drive 3 hours up to Pismo and help the Deboss Garage guys with their whole LS swap project. There we go. Time to hit the road. Whew. Got a long day already, and it just started. Oh, I can't wait to feel the boost. You guys ready? Oh, I love this car. And that was like literally very, very light throttle. Well, there you go. Made it to the gas station. Car is doing great. I made one great long boost pull and it is dialed in. So got to put the gas cap on. Obviously, you've got some Futurama characters. Obviously, we've got the Sally Speed Shop sticker. But I met Garrett and Megan in 2016. They were driving this car on Power Tour, the one that was in Louisiana and Texas and was brutally hot. So it's cool to be driving it again. And literally the best loaner car ever. Went for my gas pump challenge again, but I had to get creative because it stopped at 5.6 something. So I did 5, 6, 7, 8. Put 91 in this thing because it's on boost. There's an In-N-Out right next door, and the real test of any street car is, can you go through a fast food drive-through without the car breaking down? So let's get some In-N-Out. Here we are. Oh, turning radius is good enough. That's what counts. It's like the Chick-fil-A of California, or the Chick-fil-A of burger places maybe. But yeah, gotta get In-N-Out in your old hot rod. It's a requirement, and you gotta do so with a picture of your dog on your debit card. So there's Mopes. He's still along for the ride, even though he's not here. It's,
Feel it when you get on it?
it's dumb. It literally looks like just a beat up old wagon, but yeah, it's not a beat up old wagon. Thank you so much. They dig the car. You like that interaction, Garrett? It's on camera. That's always rad. Gotta get your burger and fries. We're on the way. Time to go help some other friends. Well, there we go. Got the burger and fries. Now it's time to hit the road. Let's cut to the time lapse. Yeah, we're cruising along. You want to see how dumb this car is? Let me slow down just a little bit, and we'll make a short little pull here on this straightaway, and you'll see just how ridiculous this machine is. So let's get it pointed straight, and we're gonna roll into the boost. cannot explain to you how fast this thing is and how fast it doesn't look. It looks so slow and unassuming, and it's a freaking little rocket ship. The professor from Futurama, he would be so proud of this machine. It is awesome. It's freaking insane. What an absolutely beautiful drive. If you look out the left side window, we've got the Pacific Ocean right there on the left. PCH is right down there. We're cruising 101 because we need to make a little time. Normally I jump off and cruise, surface streets, but I need to make it to Pismo to help Rich and Aaron with their truck. So we're cruising right along, but what a great day for a drive out here on the coast of California. If you've never driven an old car up PCH, you got to do it at some point in your life. It's one of those bucket list items, and it is well worth the trip. Yeah, this is awesome. Hit up one more gas stop on the way up there so I have a full tank for when we're ripping this thing with the guys from Deboss Garage. But check out these awesome cars over here at this little random gas station in Lompoc, California, which, by the way, is where Vin Diesel, or Toretto, went to prison in the Fast and Furious movies, if you follow that. Also, it's home to Hot Rod Ranch, which has some sweet cars. This isn't Hot Rod Ranch. This is just a random parking lot, but pretty killer old Cadillac. And man, it's nice, actually. Like, beautiful interior. Actually, really nice paint. White walls. What a beautiful car. Then obviously you've got some Tri-5 Chevys. We've got a 56 Bel Air Classic with the American Racing torque thrusts. Ooh, twin antennas. Yeah. And then right next to it, you got another one. Man, California is just full of awesome old cars, as you can see. But it tells you a whole history. Santa Barbara car, 350 with turbo 400. The plant it was built at, that's cool. Replaced, reupholstered, it's spelled wrong, 8 years ago. Disc brakes, aluminum radiator, new wiring, but that's really cool. This thing's for sale. No number or anything, so sorry, can't help you there, but pretty nice car. There's some nice stuff in this parking lot. It's kind of weird. But anyway, gotta continue on. Can't get too distracted by the cool old stuff. That car though, oh my goodness. What a glorious machine. Been doing perfect. Not a single issue out of it so far. Well, this was what I wanted to stop and see in Lompoc. My buddy Gil has Hot Rod Ranch, and yeah, drove it out here. They're checking the car out, but Hot Rod Ranch is awesome. If you've never heard of this place, you got to check them out on Instagram. Apparently, they built this old Thunderbird 10 years ago, and it's a coyote swap. So literally one of the first coyote swaps probably ever. This is Tony. So Tony's right here. He's going to give us a little walk around, show us some of the cool stuff that's in here, and tell us a little bit of the story behind these cars.
Yeah, so this 33 showed up this week. Gil needs to stay off eBay.
He's always finding cool stuff.
Yeah, he was on eBay in the middle of the night and saw that and bid on it and won it.
Maybe
so
a few too many Modelos. Or is it Corona, his beer of choice?
It might be Corona. This is a customer's car. It's a Speed Tech chassis.
Man, that thing's cool.
Yeah, it's
What wheels are those? Oh, Scott. Or Shot. I don't know how you pronounce it. I've put them on cars before.
Yeah, I think you pronounce it expensive.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Close.
This thing is beautiful. I love these style mufflers on these cars too, because they fit so well and it sounds great. So y'all doing a full custom exhaust on it. I can see you're welding it together.
Yeah. The discussion of the.
Oh, and you have a torque arm on it. Very cool.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, the SpeedTech torque arm.
Yeah.
I've considered doing that on cars. I've never done one, but let me know how it goes. I'm curious.
It's pretty neat.
So yeah, we got Tri-5 Chevy on the lift with all kinds of ridiculous stuff on it, which this Hot Rod Ranch is kind of known for nostalgic cars.
Yes.
And to see that here is very different.
It is. This is not their normal style of build.
Yeah.
So.
But they got El Caminos, which I have an El Camino in my shop, and I was driving an El Camino this weekend at the racetrack. So this is awesome. So
yeah,
the early A-body El Caminos.
This is a customer called Gil, and he's from overseas and said, "Hey, I bought an El Camino. Can I drop it off here and have you go through it?" So
that's cool.
Yeah, so it's been here for a little while.
Man, I love the side rails on this thing.
This thing is legit.
That is awesome. It kind of makes me want to put some on mine to make my car more practical.
So they're just putting pans in it, and then they're power steering, power brakes, because the guy wanted those, and then the motor's sitting over there. They freshened up the
Oh, that's
the
cool.
original small block.
It's just an old like 283 or something.
Yeah.
Man, look at the gauges down there. They have a Stuart Warner oil pressure and
cool, huh?
and voltage or amps in that instance. I've never seen one of those though. Like I've seen a bunch of different styles. I've never seen one like
pretty
that.
cool.
That's cool. I need to do floors in mine. Somebody like butchered mine. I think they cut the old floors out with a beaver. It's like really bad. No, that's nice though.
Yeah.
This is more what I'm used to seeing around here is patina
Exactly.
cars that have a story. I mean, that's awesome. Don't get me wrong. But I mean, how can
This
you...
is more my stuff.
Yeah, like the
I've tried this
history.
all
You
day
can
long.
see the history on the car.
He wants the regular stock rims, hubcaps, everything. It's all original.
That's
stuff.
awesome. Just make it a driver.
And then this is, he called and said, I found another one, and he had this sent here.
So this is the same guy.
Same guy.
Wow, that's cool.
This one's pretty close to being done. They're just doing insulation, carpet, putting power steering, power brakes in it, and then otherwise it's just how he bought it. So
Again, just making it but nicer to drive.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the way to do
and then
it.
they're gonna go into a container and go away.
So all the way to what country are they going
Japan.
to? Japan. Oh, these are going to Japan. That's really cool. You hear a lot of Sweden, Australia, and Norway and stuff, but not really Japan.
Yeah, and I guess the guy's got quite a collection, and he's got a container set up down in Long Beach, and he just has cars sent there and then taken over.
That's awesome.
So
2 El Caminos going to Japan. Who would have thought? And then another Tri-5. So, I mean, it's Hot Rod Ranch was really known for Tri-5s,
that
I
should
feel.
be familiar, right?
Yeah, so this is the one, the field car, or whatever
This
they
is
call
5
it.
years,
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So he's still sending stuff out here to get work done on it.
Yeah, and
Just kind of
there's
under the radar.
there's a handful out at the other shop too. So
Oh, okay.
and then there's a
You find good people, you almost want them to work on all your cars. So that's the way it
this is
goes.
where you put stuff that you don't know what to do with. Right?
Oh, okay. So just a first-gen Camaro out here, just chilling.
Just relaxing.
It's
in the
hard to
sun.
find rusty cars in California, though. So what happened to this thing?
Oh, I don't know. If you get close to the beach around here, you can find anything.
That is true, but man, that's what you come to California to get rust-free cars. So when you see a rusty one out here,
You
like,
wanna-
oh, that's
you
weird.
definitely want to buy them from the Central Valley.
Yes,
You find them
100%.
too close, or even down in LA, they stay pretty dry.
Yeah,
but you get
but-
up here,
Yeah, you see all that, like, man.
but they're not making any more.
That is true. Yeah, they're almost, you have to save them all at this point. So it's just a super cool old shop. Obviously, we've got Garrett's wagon here that fits right in with the patina. And then even more El Caminos. God, there's El Caminos everywhere. There's 2 more El Caminos. Jeez. Why are there so many El Caminos? Wow, look at that. There was obviously some serious damage there, and it was all pulled out. But there's freaking El Caminos out the wazoo. Oh, a little hitch. There's so many El Caminos.
I know, it's like El Camino.
Why are there so many El Caminos?
I don't know. They ended
It
up just all
happened.
appearing. So these two, I ended up getting them from, one was a family member, another one was a close friend, and they were, good prices, and I just
Couldn't
jumped
say
on them.
no.
Yeah,
So
so.
this is Gil, by the way,
How's it going, everybody?
the proprietor of Hot Rod Ranch. Always finding the coolest stuff on the internet.
We're always trying.
Yeah.
We're always definitely trying. Yeah.
And then you got an old '58 Apache.
Yep.
Over there on the left.
We picked that thing up. Drug that thing out of a field out here locally, out of a ranch, and it had been sitting out there forever. A one-owner truck. The grandfather bought it brand new.
Man.
And we actually got it running dry, and we drove it last week for the first time.
Really? With
Yeah.
what was in it?
With yeah.
How long had it been
Original-
sitting?
Oh God, I don't know, decades.
Decades.
Decades, yeah.
So it's a V8?
Yeah, factory V8, 4-speed, granny geared 4-speed.
Man, you gotta love the 4 headlights on them. Like that is just 58 for Chevy on a lot of stuff was
pretty good.
Oh
Yeah, especially when they're all slammed down on the ground.
yeah. So is that the
It
plan?
even still has from the farm, the ranch it was on. You see the bull?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you can see those definitely. Those, those
Yeah,
are,
there's a bull. It's actually like faces. Like I think it was 3 faces, and I don't know if
Okay.
it's part of the family members or what.
but yeah, you can definitely see the bull there.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
very cool. And you have always been great about the stories behind cars. Like
That's our thing. The history of all the cars, and we try to. That's kind of the appealing factor, I guess, on any of these vehicles. It's like knowing where they came from, what they've been through.
Otherwise, it's
and
just
trying
a car.
Yeah, and just trying to bring it back to life again.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I do the same thing. I always try to find cars with great stories because, you know, if it doesn't have a story, it's a car. That's cool. But the story behind it and the history is just amazing.
We love the cars that have soul.
Yeah.
A little bit of a background too.
They're not just pieces of metal. They have history and, like you say, a soul. Like
Yep.
a lot of non-car people, I don't think understand that.
No, they don't.
Is that-
Yeah, you got to be a car guy.
And that's
to
why I
understand
think people struggle with the electric cars. Just, there isn't a soul. They don't actually have a beating heart.
No. It's a little different.
You,
Yeah,
you can't ignore the performance, but at the same time,
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. But well, microwave will cook your food really fast, but it's not like anything grilled, any barbecue grilled, slow cooked.
yeah, it's not like Mama's cooking
No.
if it's out of the microwave.
Yeah.
No,
Want it
that's
right
awesome.
Or right now.
Yeah, well, so I have a '67 Elko.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I
that
really
thing's cool.
appreciate these
Yeah.
cars. Too,
I've always loved El Caminos. I've had a ton of them, but you know, some of them are a little like these ones. Both need quite a bit of work. That one's a factory 4-speed car, which is what really appealed to me. But I've actually just posted them both on Facebook last night for pretty cheap, just to kind of move them.
That's one of my favorite parts about you. You don't price gouge people. You want the car to live on, so you care who buys it, not how much you get out of it.
It's kind of just trying to make a little bit on each one if we can. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we lose money, but you try to make a little bit and move on to the next guy and get so they could, you know, afford to put more money into it and maybe even leave a little bit of meat on the bone for them.
No, that's awesome.
It's like we love putting the cars together and bringing them back to life, or moving them on to the next person that will bring them back to life if we can. So.
Well, that's awesome. We need more people like that. Gil and the guys, his brothers, 2 brothers, right?
Right.
You
Yep.
all work together here.
We all try to have fun. Yep, and bring them. That's like I guess our high. You know, you get like somebody calls you like, hey, I found out about this car, and it's pretty exciting to go on you get a lead and you take off, grab the trailer and haul butt and try to find it, and that's the funnest part.
Yeah. So if you want to check out what they're doing all the time, it's Hot Rod Ranch on Instagram.
Ranch on Instagram, yep.
You doing a YouTube?
Not yet. A lot of people have asked about it, and we've been approached about it a couple times, and it's something definitely worth thinking about. But we'll see how things.
Just hire a video guy.
That's probably.
Don't do your own videos.
So I'm gonna hire you. You'll.
No. I'm not a video guy. I just do it as a means to an end. Sorry, guys. This is not my passion. I care about those things and these things. This is just
That's
how
why
it
it's
works.
it's hard for me to try to run the business and all this stuff going on and do all the video stuff. I mean, I wish I could do it, but it's kind of tough to do it.
I get it. Instagram is enough work as it is.
It is, yeah.
But anyway, I just had to stop by and see him and hang out for a minute and show you guys a really cool place here in Lompoc, California that, I mean,
Just
it's a
little
small
hot rod
shop, but y'all do
But it's been a
awesome
hot rod
stuff.
shop since 1959.
Yeah, the building itself,
The building
yeah.
itself has been, yeah.
Even the building has a story with
It
you,
does.
So.
Yeah. Lots of old pictures of cars being built here. Some of Chip Foose's stuff has been here. I mean, a lot of early vintage dragsters, back when Santa Maria had the drag strip here, were built here in this shop. So it's neat. Yeah. And we used to come here, ride our bikes when we were kids. My parents had a upholstery shop down the street, and we would ride our bikes down here to see the cars being built.
That's super
And,
cool.
You know, 30 years later, we bought the place.
Yeah. So we're a sucker for a good story. That's a good story. So go follow these guys on Instagram. I'll put the link right here.
Thanks,
you go
everybody.
check it out. And they're always doing something new. It's not the same cars over and over and over again. And that's a really cool
We're
part about it
constantly
too.
trying to turn something,
Yeah.
bring something cool. Yeah.
So anyway, thanks, Gil.
Thank
Good
you.
seeing you.
Take care, dude.
All right, well, it's time to head out. I didn't show you the fire truck, but yeah, Los Alamos Fire District, old fire truck. And time to make it the rest of the way up to the Deboss Garage guys and see what they're up to. Back on the road again. cruising along here, and there's a Hellcat coming up behind me back there. Don't know if you can see it, but little does that guy know, this car is way faster than his. So I wonder if I can get him to play along with me a little bit. We can get arrested for street racing and go to Lompoc Penitentiary. How great would that be? Let's see. Oh, he didn't even try to race, but still, way too fun. This car is awesome. Finally, about to pull up at Dirt Cinema's place. That's where Deboss Garage is working on the truck. Super cool place. I'm excited to see some of the stuff that's going on there, but also to help put the third member together for the 9-inch that's going in the 55 Chevy that they're building to drive back to Canada from California. Literally, they're from Canada, but they're building a truck out here in California to drive home. So what I do in the next hour or two is going to be pretty important, I imagine. So hopefully I don't screw it up. But we're putting an Eaton True Track in it, I believe, with I don't know what gear yet, but we're going to find out. So let's see. Well, the little Nova made it. We drove what was supposed to be 3 hours, which somehow turned into 8 hours, 6 hours. I don't know. A lot of time got added. But here is the chassis for the 55 Chevy they're building. They got a Stroker LS with Holley EFI on it. QA1 suspension, Camaro front subframe that they grafted on, T56, and the 9-inch. And that's what I'm here to help with, is building the center section for their 9-inch. So I'm gonna get to work on that because I'm very late, and the deal is I can't leave till it's done. Apparently they're holding me hostage, but that's okay. They're good people. It'll be all right. But here is the actual cab to the truck.
Don't look at my wheelbarrows. I was late at night.
It's fine. It's, you know, that's factory, as they call it.
That was just a roughing to go around the engine, and while you were going to be building this.
That's honestly great. I love it. Wheelbarrow parts. I've seen people do it, and it honestly works great.
It does work cool.
So this is the beautiful third member that is totally in fantastic condition, ready to go. And Rich is taking it apart to pressure wash it. What could go wrong?
We're going to... That's not that bad.
It could be worse. It could be worse. It could be better, but it could be worse. It fits you. It's filthy.
Yeah, that's true.
So first things first, this third member housing is so gross that it needs pressure washed. I've never actually pressure washed the inside of a third member before I built it.
We've been soaking it for like 3 days already. It was worse.
Lovely. All right. Well, time to pressure wash. So even though it might not make much sense, these guys are building this truck in a driveway while they have a perfectly good shop back home.
Yeah.
Why?
Because the shop is 4,000 miles away, 3,500.
And you wanted a California car.
But the thing is, we wanted a California truck, and we wanted to have some fun with other YouTubers, and I figured this was a good way to do it. The point originally was to build it and then drive it home and hang out with a bunch of YouTubers, but so far we haven't left the driveway. We built it with Mike Burrows. You can check out the work that we did on his channel as well. And then we dragged it over here to Pismo, did a pile of work here, then we flew home. This is our second work week on it. So this week we're hoping to do the engine, the transmission, the exhaust, get the driveline figured out, get the cab sitting on there properly, and start running the wiring harness for it. And then I figure we'll be missing a whole bunch of parts. We're gonna go home for a couple months, and then April, a week before LS Fest, we're going to finish everything and hopefully drive this thing to LS Fest, and then we're gonna drive it home. So we're gonna leave it in various spots throughout the US while we do LS Fest Texas and Power Tour, and then we'll probably bring it home and then bring it back for LS Fest East afterwards. So just a fun truck to meet people, have fun, wrench, and so far it's been absolutely amazing.
Do you know what it sounds like? It might end up in my shop because I live in Georgia where Power Tour starts.
Oh, yeah.
Literally 30 minutes from the track.
Oh, nice.
So if you need a spot to keep it,
Yeah.
let me know.
Yeah,
Because I
right
got a
on.
spot.
Yeah.
But it's
That's tricky because we're also bringing another truck from the north. So we're coming from the west and we're coming from north. We got to end up down in Georgia somewhere and then bring them both back.
well, let me know.
So, okay.
I got space.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
So it's a 6.8 liter LS stroker with a scat kit, AFR heads, Holley fuel injection, got Borgeson steering, QA1 suspension, T56 from just Tremec, or did you...
Just Tremec. So that is a new one from Tremec.
So just Tremec with a quick time bell housing?
We did weld the Camaro front end on it.
Oh yeah,
So
so
that's-
it's Camaro front suspension
Yeah.
on an old 55 Chevy frame, which
Yeah.
if you want to watch them do that, the video is actually really educational and interesting. You could do it on a concrete floor with tape measures.
Yeah.
And it's pretty
And a
good.
level. We did use a level.
Yeah. Okay, good.
So Ford rear end, that was out of a Avalanche, I want to say, or like a Cadillac version of the Avalanche. We got Camaro, we got Tremec, which is OEM, which could be Dodge, Ford, or Chevy. We're not sure what that one was designed for. And then, yeah, lots of good
And
stuff.
then what wheels do you got?
Those are Rocket.
Rocket racing wheels. Man, those are big. Are those 20s?
Yeah.
Ooh, you're riding on 20s. Yeah, I'm sure you'll be fine.
We kind of measured.
A little bit. Guessed.
Measured, yeah.
You took a guesstimate.
No, we put the rim on and we turned the wheel, but the engine, the suspension wasn't compressed yet. And we had a little bit of room to spare, but yeah, nice thing is you can kind of adjust the height, right? So
Oh, yeah.
just that, not that this truck hasn't been built before, it's just us building it on the other side of the continent. This was the only reasonable way to do it, and we're still running into a pile of issues, right? So if we were going to do a crazy swap, we'd be here forever, or we'd have a hacked up piece of crap. that
Yeah.
we can't
No,
do,
it looks
right?
great, honestly, for how quickly it's come together. Like, this work is pretty phenomenal. And what we just built in there is going to reside right there, just a little bit.
An hour, but it's well past midnight, and Jacob has 3 hours to drive yet, and before he catches a flight yet. So, and bring back a cart. Jacob, thank you very much for all
Of
your
course.
help. I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. We actually really enjoyed doing this more than if it was just me cleaning a dirty diff by myself.
When you're by yourself working on cars sucks. When you're with somebody, it's actually kind of enjoyable.
It was really
and we took
enjoyable.
something that was complete and total garbage. It was one of the probably the worst 9-inch I've ever seen, and now it looks actually really good. Like,
Yeah, 31 spline, true track.
it'll be fun.
Ready to rock. Yeah.
411 gears,
this,
too.
This was a big hurdle in getting our vehicle going because now we can measure a drive shaft, because I want to have, with my luck is like, oh, you can't make a 28 spline, a 31 spline, and then you get a 31 spline after we don't have one, so we're going home again. We're going to send one over, and of course it's going to be longer, and then the drive shaft is too long, and all that fun stuff. We can bolt this in, put our axles on, get our tires on, and have a rolling project. Now we can figure out our stance, figure out the shocks that we need, and we can order all that before we come back for the next trip. So thanks again, man.
Perfect.
Safe travels.
And I know he's way bigger than I am, but some of you might not watch him. So where can they watch what you do?
So Deboss Garage, we're up in Canada there. We got kind of cool projects. So this one is the 55 that we're fixing up here in a stranger's house that's not here, and then driving it home.
Makes total sense if you don't think about it. This is Aaron. He films everything. He doesn't really get on camera much, but he's kind of half of Deboss Garage. So shout out to this guy too. And pretty much just...
my boys. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, we're in their shop. I've never met him. Normal car guy stuff.
So Johnny and Manuel Gardner. So check them out on Instagram, Dirt Cinema.
Yeah, I got a cool shop, I can tell you that much. At that, I'm basically just going to say, thanks for watching. Please remember to hit the subscribe button. And I'm not just saying that, that's a big deal. You guys don't hit it anymore, and it does a lot for us. So hit the subscribe button, drop a comment, tell me what you didn't like, tell me what you did like, and I'll see you guys on the next one.